Thank you for coming out. My name is Michael Wright, Attorney Michael Wright. I'm going to introduce Attorney Fanon Rucker, Attorney Robert Gresham, Attorney Anthony Pearson. I'm going to introduce Mom, who is Tori Jackson, Grandma, which is Tanya Larkin, and Dad, which is Rodney Hinton Jr. Grandfather, excuse me. We're here because we represent the estate of Ryan. We're not here to talk about the incident that occurred with the police officer. We do offer our condolences to the officer and his family, but we were hired to represent this family to investigate the police-involved shooting of their son, Ryan. This family is very upset about what occurred. Kind of walking you through what happened is on Friday morning, we met with the police chief of Cincinnati, and we viewed the body cam video of what happened with the police-involved shooting with Ryan. We stayed at the chief's office for about an hour and a half, and what we saw was disturbing. The family was upset, as you can imagine, watching your son, watching your grandson, watching your loved one getting shot and killed by the police was upsetting to this family. We left out of the police chief's office, and a few hours later, I was made aware that Rodney had an incident with a police officer that resulted in the officer's death. But again, we are here because we represent the estate and the police-involved shooting. We're trying to get the family some answers as it relates to what happened with that shooting. We're not here at this point to make any specific allegations, to make any specific determinations as it relates to that police-involved shooting. We are here and we're retained to investigate that shooting. So we'll take any questions.
How will that proceed? What will that look like? Will you be reviewing the body camera footage frame by frame, or talk about the process?
Absolutely. We only saw one angle. We only saw, I believe it was the shooter's body cam. So we requested the records, we requested all the other body cams, we requested the reports, we did the ordinary public records request so that we can really analyze what occurred. I mean, what we saw in the video, it's hard to determine whether or not that officer was in imminent danger or should have thought that they were in imminent danger before they took shots. So we are specifically investigating, that part of this entire tragic situation.
Mr. Wright, to the person who says Ryan Hinton was in a stolen car, had a firearm, according to detectives, and this is what happened, what do you say to that person?
That's correct, but being in a stolen car, having a firearms, we're in Ohio, so you can open carry in Ohio. So that's not a death penalty. Being in a stolen car, having a gun, that doesn't mean that you should be shot and killed.
Just to be clear, are you disputing any of the comments we've heard from the chief, any of the facts that she laid out in that press conference?
Well, I'm not familiar specifically of what facts you are indicating. However, we believe that this incident should be investigated. It's not as cut and dry as this officer should have just pulled out his gun and shot at Ryan. It's not that cut and dry. So that's why we're doing the records request. We're going to analyze frame by frame each one of these videos to determine why the officer made that deadly decision to shoot and kill Ryan.
The only thing we've heard so far about Ryan has been from police. Would a member of the family want to step forward and tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, of course. This is his mother, this is his grandmother, his brother, his father, his grandfather. Tell them your name.
I'm Diamante Jackson. I'm Ryan's big brother. My brother, he was always like real jokester, playing with everybody. But he was making sure everybody was good. Everybody was on their toes too. Like he was real loving. Like you felt his love through anything he ever did for you by just hanging with you, playing the game, playing football. We used to play football outside all the time. Like it was just us, man.
How did you get the news?
So crazy.
Don't say that.
It's cool. It's cool.
Let me say something.
Okay, and this is grandfather.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, hold on. I'm Rodney Hinton Sr. I want to give a condolence out to the officers that got killed, my whole family. I'm asking for forgiveness, and I've been praying hard for the officer that killed my grandson. I've been praying hard for him and his family because I know he's hurting off this. As I seen in the video about my grandson, I seen two scared people. I seen the officer scared, and I seen my grandson scared. So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like, I didn't see the police there trying to kill. No. What I seen was two persons made a mistake. My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too. So that's what I seen. So it's not about revenge or anything. I have nothing against nobody. You know, my Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, and I represent Him. So, with that said, please, everybody, just try to forgive everybody who done anything to anybody.
Mr. Hinton, for you, this is a fact-finding mission more than anything to make sure you understand.
Yeah, it's a
exactly what
peace
happened?
thing for me, for everything, for everybody to heal off this. I want everybody to heal off this. You know, it was just like a mistake. I really feel bad for the officer who was shooting because I can see the scaredness in him too. People can't see it because I'm going spiritual with this now. So I was able to see that God had allowed me to see this part of the accident. You know, just like my son made an accident too. So he made an accident. Just, you know what I'm saying, just trying to just move on now. That's all I'm trying to do on. And I'm praying for the officer and their family. You know.
How hard has this been for your entire family from Thursday into Friday with all of this playing? It's a lot.
It's been hard on my side of the family. I know it's been hard on Tori, because me and Tori, you know, me and her is so tight. We were born on the same day. So God, it's crucial how me and her have to end up to explain this now. We born on the same day, but different years, you know what I'm saying? So all this was building up to this point, but I was trying to I have to bring the peace to this. There's no violence in this, no revenge.
You're aware there's social media chatter that people in the community might feel a different way?
Stay off social media.
I don't.
We haven't been on it at
I don't.
all.
I'm being no social media. I don't do no Facebook, nothing. I just rely on the power of God. That's it.
It seems like there's some tensions, though, based on some of those posts. Do you have like a calming message for those who are
Let me answer
concerned
this.
over the shooting?
Long live Ryan. Long live Ryan.
I want to say out to the media and the social
Tell
media.
them your name.
My name is Tanya Larkin. I am Ryan's grandmother.
Because it's long live Ryan.
Ryan was a sweet, gentle giant that played with everybody all the time. You see all the younger ones? That was a PlayStation buddy. He made it a point to make sure that he played with each and every last one of them whenever he was around them. He included them in the game process. He taught each one of them how to play the game. We are very close family. This is killing us. I can't even express how I feel right now about, I'm angry because it shouldn't have never happened. I want to find out exactly what steps was taken and the protocol. And if everything comes out that it's not what it should have been, we need to do something about change in training and diversity and understanding us as a black culture. we as black people, we don't deserve to be killed just because we're running away from the police. We're scared just as much as they are, whether we did something right or wrong. This is everyday life for us, being scared of the police. Take that in consideration while everybody is making comments on the parent should have did this and the parent should have did
Okay,
that.
Okay, come on. Because I ain't worried about it.
Would you care to share some thoughts, or else?
I gotta say something.
What's your name?
My name is Marlon. I'm Ryan's cousin. My condolences to everybody involved in this. I just want to say, Ryan, I'm so sorry. God, please watch over the rest of my family. I want to address all the negativity and saying he was something being a stolen car, this and that. Listen, he was supposed to be at home that night and shit. Let me get this out. He had no business being in a stolen car, man. He had a bed to come home to. He slept in a car. He couldn't get in the house. All right. He called me like 6, 9 times, like 12, like between 12 and 1. He called me trying to get in. Text me. And I was asleep. Ryan, I'm so sorry. This was never supposed to happen to you. Ever. I'm so sorry, Ryan. I'm so sorry, Ryan. Just know he wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't. He was scared. He tripped and fell. He must have been so scared. I'm so sorry, Ryan. Just that, like, everybody just talking shit about him, just know he wasn't supposed to be there, y'all.
Mr. Wright, may I ask you real quick,
Yes.
next steps, if you do the investigation and it unfolds, is there a possibility of litigation, or just help people understand what could be down the road?
Well, again, we're investigating. When we get all the information that we've requested, then we'll make a determination as to next steps. We have to analyze all of the information we receive, all the body cams, all the different angles, and then we'll make a determination as to what next steps are. Whether that's filing lawsuit, whether that's litigation, I don't know at this point, but it's an ongoing investigation, and we will, once we get all the information, we'll then make a determination.
Mr. Rodney, I just want to ask, pain that your family is feeling is clear right now, but in that statement, you made a point to notice and acknowledge the pain that the family of the fallen deputy is feeling as well. What was in your heart when you did that? Why did you find the need to acknowledge your pain as well?
Well, reason why, because so naturally, for me, when this happened, I'm devastated because my grandson was with me the whole winter. So when it goes back he go back with his mama through the summer, and he got killed. So it was very devastating to us. Kind of a lot of anger feelings at first, but for me, I have to go to spiritual. I have to go spiritual to myself to understand what's really going on. If I can see through the fake media and all this stuff. So the media have not done nothing towards me to make me feel about anything what I'm saying. Mine's all natural coming from God. So I just, it's hurting on both sides. Everybody's hurting off this. The family, the officer, I was crying about what happened to the innocent officer. So that's all it's all about. It's all about healing each other. Everybody makes mistakes. Like I say, it was an emotional mistake by everybody. That's it.
Do you know who your son was talking to during his arraignment on Saturday morning when he said he'll be
I have no
tried?
more questions. I want to answer more questions.
Yeah.
Who this belong to that Ryan Hinton was holding?
No, I do not, and we're not going to discuss anything related to the criminal case. We're not here to represent Rodney in the criminal matter, so that's something you have to talk to his criminal lawyer about.
Just to clarify, it was his cousin who spoke and said Ryan might have been locked out that Wednesday night before that Thursday. Just to clarify, is that what you were saying?
That's what he said.
Do you know if the officer involved has been placed on administrative leave or anything like that?
It's my understanding that during officer-involved shootings, the officer is placed on administrative leave. I don't know, I believe it's 7 days, but I'm not 100% sure.
Mr. Wright, I know you've been around for a minute, and just the circumstances here are just incredibly unique and truly just hard to process, having gone from Thursday and then the incident, tragic incident on Friday. From your vantage point, I know you're staying in your lane, you're representing the estate of Ryan Hinton. What do you make of this and this city and this time? And there's a lot happening here. A lot of people feel different ways about it.
Yeah, I mean, this was a tragedy all the way around. Ryan was shot and killed. This police officer lost his life. His family is suffering. This family is suffering. There's a lot of healing that has to happen here soon. We are still investigating the shooting, as I indicated, but, as Rodney Jr. said, everyone's hurting, Excuse me, Rodney Sr. said where everyone's hurting. And there's, there has been nothing at this point that's been good about this entire situation. They lost their grandson, their son, their brother, and the officer, his family lost a father, a grandfather, and the, just the police department in general lost a colleague. So, we don't stand here saying that, this was nothing but a very tragic situation all the way around.
Mr. Wright, with everything going on Thursday and Friday, I know the chief was out there talking about possible tensions arising. How do you keep the temperature down in a situation like this?
Well, just by what we're doing now. We want everyone to just forgive one another. We want everyone to kind of just wait and let this process, play itself out. Let's see what the investigation for the shooting of Ryan turns out. Let's wait and see what the investigation as it relates to Rodney. And, just pray for the family of the officer, pray for this family. So I would hope that the tensions in this city would relax, that everyone would just wait and not rush to judgment on either side. And hopefully, we can get through this, this very tragic situation.
Mr. Wright, too, one other question. When we all leave here today, what is one thing you or the family want us to take away from Ryan himself?
And
That he was loved.
You heard the message, that he was loved. What we know is that we have a natural tendency in society to line up along the sides that we believe, even if at some point our positions may not be supported. What we have to do in this community, as an example, is recognize that life is life. Most of us have experienced some loss in our lives. Most of us know what it feels like not to have the phone call from that person that we were able to talk to the day before. And if all of us recognize that pain, if all of us recognize that sentiment, then all of us can understand the commonality of the injury and the pain that we collectively have to sympathize with the other side. Even if we don't particularly agree with what we believe that person did before they lost their lives. Even if that's our position, we have to understand that somewhere within us has to be understanding and mercy. And that's a community offer and direction. What we're talking about, what we're doing as the Cochran firm, is about process. We're all here because of an incident. And certainly some people say, well, he was doing bad stuff. Even assuming the truth of that, there's procedures and there are policies that require those who hold life and death in their hands to move in particular ways. Our objection is the question of whether or not those policies and procedures were followed, which led to the unfortunate and tragic death of an 18-year-old. We can argue all day about all of the society problems that lead people to places where they shouldn't be. But that's not our question, nor are we trying to answer that by this process. We are answering or looking for the answer through our investigation of whether or not it was proper, whether or not the policies were followed appropriately, and whether or not by law and by facts that tragic death was considered in the eyes of the law as justifiable. I can promise you, under no circumstance are the family members who were here will ever believe that it was justifiable. Trust me on that. But I can offer to you that we collectively need to, as Senior said, find a way to love and forgive one another and look at our commonality to stop all this vitriol, this anger, this taking sides, this dart throwing, this hatred. Because there is no good that will come from it on either side.
Judge Rucker, this may be a technical question for you or a family member. It was Friday afternoon around 1:30, or sorry, not Friday afternoon. During Thursday's incident, was Ryan 18? Was he in school? Was he out of school? What was his?
He was going to
name?
Don, and
He was going
Don
to
just closed.
And they closed, so he had not re-enrolled at CPS, for example, or whatnot. That's unfortunate, yeah. So I'm sorry that was the case. So, Mom, would you care to say a few words?
I want to say something.
Mom, just shed some light where you are?
No.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, if that's it, we're going to end this press conference. Thank you all for coming out, and
She wanted to say something.
and pray for all these, and just pray for all these families. That,
Zara, you want to say something? That's his sister.
That's his only sister.
Hi, I am Ryan's sister, only sister. And me, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, hi, I'm Zuri, and I am 10 years old, and I'm Ryan's only sister. And me and Ryan is 8 years apart. And Ryan was quiet. Ryan was the funniest person I ever met. And even though we used to fight a lot, be quiet, Shakur.
Okay, come on.
So I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, and LL Ryan.
all right. So we'll just finish it. All right, thanks everyone for coming out.